On Saturday, Mr. Paul Casey and I went hunting together. We went down to Wright. And after a successful hunt, on the way home, Paul felt compelled to give me the entire history of Ireland from about Wright to the edge of Gillette. That whole time, Paul ranted about Ireland. Okay, and I thought, why are you doing this to me? Until today. Because today's saint, Saint Columbian, originated in Ireland. He was an Irishman. And around the 6th century, however the story goes, he went to France, founded a bunch of monasteries in France, and then landed in Italy, and I believe founded the monastery in Baboni. I don't know quite how to say it. But it turns out, in Paul's rant, he told me that around that time, Rome fell, and that monastery in Baboni was so solid, it saved Western Christianity. Those monks went out to the rest of Europe and were able to really preserve Christianity and the Catholic culture. And I just thought it was really interesting. I don't know all the details, but I'm fascinated by that, and it's legit. And Saint Columbian is a big component of that. What fascinates to me when I'm kind of reading a little bit of his life is how him and other saints went out and founded a bunch of monasteries. That's wild to me that you could just go do that, especially in our culture, right here where we are. Few of us know anything about a monastery, even if we've seen one. We just don't quite get the relevance, their importance in the role of the body of Christ, okay? That's a whole nother story, but I will say monasteries have always preserved the culture of either just culture and civilization or Catholic culture of Christianity. They're an integral part of just the continuity of Christianity from beginning to end. And there still goes on. There's still a revivance, a need for monastic life. And whether you know it or not, I've talked a little bit about these Carmelite monks up here in Wyoming, outside of Meeteetse. They make mystic monk coffee, you might know that. But these guys are off the charts. They are building a monastery. I know them pretty well. I've talked to them over the years. Currently, they get about 300 inquiries to join their order a year. Dude, we are scrounging to try to get anybody to even think about the priesthood in the Diocese of Cheyenne. That's across the board, not knocking us. But monastic life is on fire. People want it. They want it because it's authentic. So Bishop Ricken, when he helped found that monastery up there, he stood on a piece of ground and he said to the abbot, Father Daniel Mary, he said, "From here, you will form monks for the entire church." Now, I'm not prophesizing, but that thing's got it going on. Monastic life is still vital, still essential, and it's still very attractive. And I believe it's really going to help preserve our culture, Western culture and Western Christianity. So it's fun to learn a little bit more about the role of monastic life. It's the heart of the body of Christ. You don't see it; it's very hidden, but turns out it's really important. Okay, it's really important for our well-being as Christians, as members of the body of Christ. So, we thank big hitters like Saint Columbian and as well even my old buddy, Mr. Paul Casey. Thanks, partner.